Hello everybody, thank you for stopping by. I had said that we were going to come back and we were going to complete our little correspondence folio, or whatever you want to call it. This is my daughter's Mother's Day gift, and I'm hoping that she will keep this in her office or in her dresser, you know, on her dresser, or wherever she wants to keep it in her office. But all I've done since we were together was I put some trim from the dollar store here. It's lace. I love this. It's very heavy. I don't like to use my antique lace because it's just brittle, and this is really, really good stuff. You can get it at the Dollar Tree. And I put it on the bottom edge as well. And then I took some seam binding in, you know, this taupe color. And what I did was I measured it so that I could go around here, the bottom, and then around here. And then I'm going to take this, I put this little pearl at the bottom, and all you have to do is wind it with your fingers and put it through this little pearl, the little hole. And then you just push it underneath there. And that's all there is to it. So that's how we're keeping it closed. But you can do any kind of closure you want. So we're going to put this aside. And the first thing we're going to do is make a little booklet that I saw Lynn from Sparkle Creations on YouTube. And we're going to make that first to put inside. So all you need is 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And you're going to cut it 3.5 inches tall, okay? So this is what you're going to have when you're done. All right, that's your 8.5 by 11. You're going to cut it in half, and then you're going to have this piece left over, okay? But keep this because you'll need it. And then all you're going to do is you're going to score it at 2.5. And then you're going to score it a 5. And then Lynn had a really good idea. Where you scored it at 5, bring it up, score it again at 2.5, and again at 5. And then you're going to have that little piece left over at the bottom, but just don't even pay attention to that right now, okay? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 with the little piece. I'm going to do that again to the second piece. Maybe. Let me turn it around this way. So we're going to score it at 2.5. I'm going to score it at 5. I'm going to bring that 5 up. Meet it there. Score it at 2.5. And again at 5. And like I said, you're going to have that little piece at the end, but don't worry about it for now. And then you're just going to accordion fold it. So fold it. I either didn't cut it right or I didn't score it right. So fold it this way, and this way, and this way, and this way. Okay, and then you're going to take your next piece and do the same thing. Fold it on your scores, meet up your edges just in case you cut it a little wonky like I did. And then back this way. These are just some little notebooks and things to put inside my daughter's little correspondence book. These are just some ideas. So, and back that way. All right, let me just get rid of my scoreboard here. And no, I still have not found my tool, but I haven't really looked for it either. So, and I'm going to put down my mat so you guys don't have a glare. All right, is that better? And you can see okay, I think. We're having terrible thunderstorms. Terrible thunderstorms. So I've been pretty, it's been pretty bad. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to come on and video. And I'm not feeling the best, but I figured I'm going to video. And if I don't feel well, I'll just turn the camera off. I'll lay down and I'll start again later. I've already laid down twice today, so I don't want to, I really have to get this done. Mother's Day really snuck up on me. It wasn't, like I said, until my son. So what you're going to have is this, okay? So you want to then, let's make sure I'm doing this right, because you're going to glue in your valleys. You're going to glue inside all of your valleys, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take this piece and this piece, match it up, and glue these two pieces together, okay? So I'll do that right now. And this is cardstock, but you can use paper. I was going to, but decided on the cardstock. It's like, so you just want to put the glue down. Make sure I'm the right way. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. So it's the folds where you're going to, this fold and this fold is where you're going to glue it together, okay? And then just make sure it's lined up. And if you're using the glitter glue, just be quick because, you know, it sets up pretty fast. It doesn't give you a lot of wiggle room. And then you're just going to have this, okay? So I'm going to trim a little bit of this off because we don't need it. Because it's going to be inside the fold. And I see here that I'm just a little bit off, so I'm going to trim that. I think it was the way that I cut it. So now everything's nice and even, okay? I think I got some glue there. I did. Let me just get my eraser. If you ever get glue on anything, just take an eraser, a white eraser, and it erases off once it's dry. I don't think I dried that very well or waited for it to dry very well. Yeah, that's fine. It's coming off. See? I also have a gum eraser that I use. And that just takes any glue that you might have spilt on there off. Not that it mattered, it's going to be glued together. So what you're going to do, again, is you're going to take your piece like this and you're going to accordion fold it back again. Okay? And then this piece and this piece do not get glued. So see your valleys. 1, 2, 3. You see those? And just bring you down a little bit. Hold on. Sorry. All right. I think that's good. I'm shutting this off. I think that's better. I'm really sorry. I'm trying to get used to this lighting and then we have a thunderstorm. I think that's good. Okay, so we're going to glue inside the valleys. So just take your paper, and I'm just going to use, I'm not going to use my art glitter glue for this. I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac. And I'm going to glue inside this valley, but I'm not going to go right up to here where it bends. I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to press that, making sure that the top and the bottom meet. And give it a press. And here is our next valley. So I'm going to glue this down first. And then I'm going to put some glue on our valley. And I really hope I did this right. I did. Yes. Okay. And just some more glue on this valley. This is a really quick and easy little project, and it comes out so adorable. And you can put ATCs in this, because ATCs are 3.5 by 2.5. So it could be a little ATC book if you would want it to be. I'm just going to spread that a little bit, so I know it's getting to my edges. I'm not going to sew it. And down it goes. And then I can see here I didn't cut it right, so I'm just going to go along that edge and I'm just going to snip it so that it's even. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. There's a scam. Do you get those? Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Oh, that's nice and even. So now you have your little book. It should look like this, okay? I'm just going to go along here with my finger just to make sure that that's all glued. I should have spread the glue. I usually do. And there you go. There's your 3 pages, plus these 2. Now, Lynn, when she put hers in her book, she glued this to the back cover and this to the front cover. But I'm not going to do that because I want the extra page. So this is going to be my spine here. And then my edges, you know, it's going to be like this. That's going to be my spine right here. So then I chose this for my cover, like I said, and I'm just going to glue down my papers, which are not fully glued down. And I will go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac again. I'm going to have to cut this, obviously. It's too long, but I'll do that in a minute after I put the 2 pieces together, or the 3, because like I said, I have this baking paper in the middle. And there's no rhyme or reason why I do that. I just do. I'm going to spread that a little bit. I like the crinkly sound. It's not real crinkly, but, and when I go to fold it, I won't get that funny bend in it. So flip this over. And this is 3 3/4 wide, okay? Because this is 3.5, and you want it to be, you know, you want to have a little bit at the top and bottom like a journal, okay? So that's all you do. I wonder what I did with my roller. My husband had it yesterday. He's like, I really like this. I'm like, good, you need to put it down. He's so funny. He's like, why do you have a rolling pin? So it's not, it's a brayer. So there you go. And this you could sew all the way around, which I'm not going to because my sewing machine is over there. And the sun's coming out. Is it too bright? I think that's good. Just gonna bring you up a little bit. There you go. Is that good? I think so. Okay. So, and the good thing about these brushes is when you are, you could leave that glue on all night long. I won't, but you could. All you have to do is, oops, oh no, I think I just, nope, I didn't. All you have to do is just take your paper towel and it comes right off. And I use this for glues, inks, you name it. It keeps me out of the kitchen and water out of my craft room. So I'm just gonna fold this so that I can make my cover. But I'm not gonna really, I want it kind of a rounded corner, so I am going to do it that way. I should just measure it, but I'm not going to. And I am going to take my knife, my blade, and my ruler, and I can see that I need to cut this. I didn't glue the other side. Okay, you know what? Hello. That's gonna tuck inside there. So I need to cut it right there. Take my blade. Save these two pieces. And see, I didn't glue that other side, so let me just do that right now real quick. And you can round your corners, you can do anything you want with this. But that's how I'm going to do mine right now. I'm not, like I said, I'm not pressing this down because I'm going to have kind of a rounded, I can see just a little piece of that baking paper sticking out, so I'm just going to trim it off. And it kind of gives it, I don't know, just like a little bit of padding, and it doesn't give it a crease inside there. I can see I'm coming apart right here. So I'll put a little bit more glue there. I think I glued the front, but not the back, which makes sense. Not really. And this is really a cute little book to put in there, especially if, you know, you've got cute little things to put in the pockets and stuff, which I did find some things, so I'm going to put those inside the pockets, and you'll see in a minute. Then you're just going to take this, you're going to put it in here. Now, like I said, Lynn glued the front and the back together, but I found yesterday I didn't have to do that, and I got those extra pages. All I did was I took my paper like this, made sure it was in the middle. Take your glue along your back edge where your spine is and get it nice and glued like this. I've done this before with other type of books like this, and it works well. As long as you get it in there, press it down and make sure it's nice and glued. And you want it to be even when you put it down, which that looks about right top to bottom. And you're going to have some seepage. Don't worry about that. You can wipe it off. Just hold it down in your, you know, where you had your rounded spine. And I have a lot of glue on there, but I need it. So I'm just going to hold this down for a moment. Take this off and take that off. And you can make any kind of booklet for this. You could make you know, any kind of booklet you've ever made and just cut it down to size. This one happens to be a perfect size for this. So I'm just holding this down. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to bring this up. And I am going to, you know, I'm going to clip it. I'm going to clip that spine. Just make sure that and let's see, where are my clips? Let me just put this back on here. Well, actually, I'm going to need that in a second. I saw here that I didn't glue it down tight enough. And like I said, I'm not sewing it, so this is new for me. I'll typically sew it, but I'm not. So I have to make sure everything's glued. All right, now I'm just going to get a clip, and I'm just going to clip this so that it can dry. And I'm going to put it aside just for a minute while I get some things that I want to use to decorate it, and we have to make some pockets. So I'll just clip that there, clip this here, and let that dry. And that should dry pretty quick because it's the art glitter glue. But you can use any kind of glue. Just make sure, you know, you let it dry a good while. Everything looks nice and even. I don't have to trim anything. Nope. So I'm just going to put this aside here for now. Put my pen back in so my glue doesn't dry out. And I'm going to go on to the next one. Oh, I'll make the pockets first. Oh dear, my poor eyes. Okay, there we go. So the pockets are right here. And all you're going to do is fold this in half. And you're going to cut it. And fold it in half again. So that you have two. That's your extra piece that you remember when we had the 8.5 and 11, we cut it in half to give us this size. You're going to open your book, which mine is pretty dry. Let me just get some, really put the glue on there pretty thick. I don't think I needed to put that much on, but I did. Oops, a little piece of paper came off, but that's all right. That's perfectly fine. We're going to be covering that up anyway. Yeah, you don't need that much glue. I definitely put a little bit more than I needed. So what I'm going to do now is open up and find where I want to put my pockets, which I'm going to put one here, like this. And I am going to put one here. And it looks like I'm going to have to trim a little bit, but that's fine. I'll do that afterwards. So what I'm going to do before I do that is I'm going to notch my pockets. So it's folded in half like this. This is my top. I kind of go in the middle. Oh, wait a minute. I better cut that off first. So let me see. Let me just take one of these pages so that I can cut this edge off. That way it'll be in the middle. Okay. So then that's your pocket. That doesn't look very straight. Let me just get a real pair of scissors. So that's going to be your pocket on both sides. So I'm just going to take my little thumb notch and I am going to make a notch at the top in the middle. Like that. And then I'm going to go back over here and that's where our pockets are going to go. Okay, now you can decorate these pages first. You could, you know, put colored paper on them. You could leave them the way that they are. I'm leaving them the way that they are. I'm leaving them that color. I'm not going to decorate the page because they're off-white anyway. So let me just cut this piece down so that it's the same size. Because remember, we had that fold over, so that's why, you know, that we glued together. So that's why you have to cut there. I'm going to take this, line it up, and I'm going to punch it. And those are my pockets. So I'm going to put one in here, and I'm just going to glue. I'm not going to glue the middle. I'm going to glue around here, and up here. And just make sure it's a nice thin line again, because you want to give yourself, you know, as much room as possible in that pocket. So down here along this edge, I should have down some baking paper, but that's okay. I have my handy dandy hand sanitizer that takes the glue off of everything. So I'm just going to place my pocket right in there. Make sure my edges meet like that. And like that. And I'm going to flip my page. Oops. Yep, that's right. And I'm going to do the same on this side. Open it up. I didn't even check to see what time it was. Hope you're all having a good Saturday. My husband's at the car dealer getting his oil changed. So it was perfect timing for me to video. The dog is all set. She's been out for her walk before the storm hit. Well, in between, because the storm hit. And then it left, and then it hit again. But, so she's sleeping beside me. And there we go. And that's all there is to it. And that is your little book. And now I'm going to show you. Now I do have a little piece up there that I'll have to fix later by just covering that. I'll take a piece of paper and I'll cover that later, but I'm not going to do it now. Oops. Oh. Because I did, with the glue, I tore it a little bit and I don't want that tear. And that looks like I didn't glue it very well. I didn't glue it at all. You know what I think it is? I just remembered. It's the baking paper. That's what it is. I have to use this, not the Fabri-Tac. Because I'm used to sewing it, it never really ever I never had to worry about it. I still might sew this. I can. You know, I could sew it here, 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 and then go around to the other side and sew the other side the same way. But I'll do that off camera. And there is your little booklet. Isn't that so sweet? It's just the sweetest. It's upside down. Okay, there we go. And it is just the sweetest. And like I said, I'm going to have to cover this piece here and here, which is no big deal because this is just paper. It's not cardstock. This is, but I just use paper for that inside. Oops. There we go. I just want to make sure there's no glue on my edges. And I think I just put way too much glue there. So I'm just going to leave this aside and, you know, let it dry. Make sure it's nice and dry. Actually, I think what I'll do is I will clip it here. And I will clip it on the other side as well. And we'll move on to our next little project, which is a little notebook. So, and that will go inside our book there. So then the next idea I had was, let's see, a matchbook. Now I have this paper, a ton of it. It's just notebook paper, not notebook paper. It comes in a pad, and I've just cut it down. It kind of looks like this. But what I did was I cut down all the pieces to fit inside here, so I knew it fit inside here. I think this is 3 inches wide. It's exactly 3 inches wide. So all I'm going to do, oh, how long is it? See, I don't measure a lot, as you all know. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 inches long. And then you want to keep a flap in the back. So this is my cover. I didn't sew that. I just sewed straight. You can't see it, but what I did was I just sewed it straight across. You just can't see. There it is. See right here? I just took my machine and I went across there so that she can just tear the pages off if she wants to, you know, whatever. But I always leave a flap because what I'm going to do, that's 2 1/4. Oh, it's not. Yes, it is. It's 2 1/4 inches. I put a pencil mark there. So this is going to be 2 1/4 inches. And I bet that this is 2 inches. Yes, it is. So the piece that goes inside your matchbook is 2 inches. And this is 2 1/4 inches. And this is 11 inches long. So what I'm going to do is, so that she can replace that piece, I took a piece of the, this is cardstock, and I'm just going to fold these ends in just, you know, just a little bit. And that's where I'm going to glue it so that this will tuck inside that. You'll see in a minute. Am I still in frame? Yes. Okay, my videoing, I think, is getting better. You can let me know in the comments. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that this is going to slide in here, which it should. Yep. So what you're going to do is you're going to glue this here so that the person can take out their little pad of paper like so, and they can put in another pad. So it's an everlasting. So I'm just going to take my glue and I am going to glue this edge along here. And I'm going to glue this edge, lift it up just a little bit so that you can see it. And I'm going to glue here. And then I'm going to stick this here so I know where to place it. That's the top of my matchbook. And that's the bottom. That's going to come up this way. And this is going to come down this way. And that's your matchbook. Okay. And like I said, this doesn't glue in here. It just slides in here. Which, let me just slide it all the way down. And make sure this is glued. So just give yourself enough room so that you can slide this in and out. Let me get my little bone folder so that I can make sure this is glued down good. And you can do this with any notebook. I do it with all of my notebooks because that way oops, I don't think I put enough glue on that side. Hang on. And that way the person can take it out. It's not wasted, you know, the cover. There we go. And just make sure that it's, you know, you've got it in there so that neither side is hanging off. I love this note paper. Wish I had that pad. I got it at the Dollar Tree, so just look at your Dollar Tree. They have tons of notepads, and I always take them apart and use them in my matchbooks or in my little notebooks that I make. And then when you lift it up, you've got this little piece here where this is going to slide in and out, but I'm not going to take it out yet. So then what you want to do is just staple this at the top. I left enough room, as you can see right here, I left enough room for that staple so that will stay down. Oh, here it is, sorry. I'm really making a mess on my desk, aren't I? Just want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Let me just pin this again. If any of you know anything about glitter glue, is that it dries really fast and then you can't get the pin in it and you can't get the glue out of it. There you go. And I am going to just staple the very top. Make sure you're in the middle and not stapling down your paper. Okay? And then this will tuck right under there, like that. And I don't know if I'm going to round my corners or not. What do you think I should do? I want to put lace here really bad. Really bad. So let me see what I have. And I think I want to put something here as well. Let me look in my box. Of my little goodies here. My box of tricks. Yeah, I'll put that there. And I'll put Joy up here. Ooh, that looks really nice. So let me just get my scissors. That was quick, right? And I won't put lace on it. I'm trying to stay away from the lace with Julie. Julie's not a lace person. My daughter Nicole, on the other hand, is. And I'm making her something completely different than this. Danielle, I haven't decided yet. Now, you could put that right over your staple, or you could put it down here. I'm putting it down here because I just like that staple up there because, you know, it makes it look like more like a matchbook. And I think Julie will get a kick out of that. So Joy will go here. And then I'm going to put this right underneath it. I do not know where these came from. Oh, you know what? I think this came from Rach and Bella's botanical kit. I'm positive, because that's what I have in my fussy cuts right now. Botanical Dreams. I'll put that there. Now another thing you could do is on the back of your matchbook, you could put a pocket in a different color, maybe. No, definitely not. Let's see what I have here. I have lots of pieces of little things that I've cut apart. I think I'll just put a sentiment, and I'll put Birds Are Singing. This comes from my Porch Prints, and I have it printed on vellum, not vellum, tracing paper as well, and I use them for stickers so you can see through them. But for this, we're going to do this. Oh, you know what? I just remembered I had to. I think it would look really cute. And Olivia, her daughter, loves bunnies. They actually have a bunny. So that's too big. Instead of Birds Are Singing, I'm going to put the bunny on the back. Or do I want the bunny to be here? Yeah, that's where I want the bunny. What do you think? There's that one. There's this one. I don't think this one will fit. It's pretty, but I don't think it will. I might have to cut some of it off. It's pretty, but I'd have to cut some of it off. There's that one. Ooh, this one's good. He's a little tall. And then, oh, he's adorable. And he fits good. I love that face. Okay. I don't know where those bunnies come from. I've had them forever. So I'm going to put the bunny right here. Proud of myself. I'm picking things and choosing things quickly today. So there is our second little notebook. And I can still put Birds Are Singing on the back if I wanted to. So there's the bunny. What do I have in here for bunny? Bunnies. I'm just bringing this close to me so I can cut it. It just says bunnies. I'm going to cut that out. Not that she doesn't know it's bunnies, but I just think it's cute. And I'm just going to stick that right there. You could also like stamp this with your, I have, you know, the script stamp. That would look nice as well. There we go. That didn't take long. And you have now a matchbook notebook that is replaceable. And I'm still going to put on the back, if I can find it. If I can't, then I'll pick something else. How about springtime? I don't know what I did with that other one. And we will be done with this one. And the next thing is a little journal, but I've already got it all cut. So all we have to do is sew it together, and I can give you some ideas of what I'm doing with that. But there's springtime that I just put on the bottom here, which I think is perfect. Can you see that? It says springtime. And this is joy. I'm going to put the flower there, lift this up, pull this down. I've got a little notepad and bunnies. And that didn't take long at all from scraps. And that hopefully will fit inside. And it does. Okay, so next, oh, there's birds. Keep that for later. Now, let's see. What was I going to do with this one? Oh, okay. So this one's fun. This is another notebook. I took some avocado stained paper. I've got a front. I've got a back. This is lace stained. And then on the inside is just plain paper. Okay, and then I took this piece and put it here, and actually that goes on the back. I'm very fussy. Make sure it's all up there good. And it doesn't matter how wide or long, or, you know, even your papers inside could be all the way down. These are scraps. I'm using up my scraps. So you've got this and this. Then you just want to clip both sides. Clip this side. And then clip this side. These are fun. I love these. And it doesn't matter how many pieces of paper you put inside here. Now for this, I'm going to use my crocodile. I hope I'm not too long in this video. Last night it was an hour. That was not necessary. But it's okay. And I'm going to choose something here. I like that color. The one. Those are good. And then all you're going to do is oh dear. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There you go. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I don't turn this off. Hold on one second. Okay, let me just turn this off. There. Okay, so sorry about that. Now, I'm just going to measure, you know, I'm just going to put a pencil mark where I want to put my grommets so that they're even And I'm going to, here's my little ruler. Let's do this way. And this way be better. And then it's 3.5 inches. So I'm going to do it at 1 inch and 3 inch. Then I'm going to take my crocodile and I am going to pray that it will punch through, which it should. Yep, no problem. And then I am going to take, these. I hope they're long enough. And it seems like they are. And I am going to just get that in there. And I'm going to go over to the other side. And I am going to get in there. Perfect. Now, I need a piece of ribbon or twine. Baker's twine. So let me get some that's purple. I thought it was brown. That's red, too orange. I think I like the blue. It's really just for decoration as part. No, it's too much. Let me just get something else. I have an idea. It will be very quick and very easy. Ribbon. It's white. I am going to just put it through on this side. And I'm going to cut this long enough. I get this at the Dollar Tree as well. Put this through this side. I know I cut it long, but just want to make sure I have enough. Put it through your grommet on this side. And then you're just going to tie it. And I go around twice. Once, twice. Because if I do that, then it stays. Okay? And then I'm just going to tie a bow. Well, yeah. Only because it's sweet with a bow. And then, well, oh my goodness, what is it with these people? I thought I shut it off. I am so sorry about that. Okay, now I'll tie my bow. Go around this way. That way it will lay flat or flatter. kind of fiddly when you're filming and your phone's ringing and everybody knows you're filming. Well, my scams don't. So we'll pardon those people for now. And that's all you do. Don't want a big bow, I just want a small one. And there is another sweet little notebook. I'll cut this here. And I will cut this here. Here we go. And you could glue that if you wanted to. I don't want to. And then you just take it apart and you've got yourself a sweet little, another notebook. That's the top, and then you've got all these papers underneath. Let's hope it fits. And it does. Okay, so you've got, so far we've made this notebook, which is a matchbook. We've made this one, and we have made this sweet one, which I've got some little pictures and things that I'm going to add to this one. And that will go in here. And then you could, I found some other things that I've cut down. Oh, here's the little journal I made. And all you have to do, just like any other journal, is that I've chosen this for my cover. And then I have some just different papers, different sizes. I might mix this up a little bit and put, you know, some music paper and stuff in it. I haven't completely finished it yet, but this will be a little journal for her. And this is my center page. And I'll add pockets and things like that to it. Okay, so there's another little sweet little journal that you could add as well. And I'm not going to sew this now, but I'm just going to put in a 3 signature. And for those of you who don't know how to put in a 3 signature, this is how I do mine. It's very simple. You just line up your papers, and I'm not going to put the, I'm not going to sew it together now because I'm still adding to it. But I wanted to give you the idea. So all I do is I make sure it's, you know, nice and firm in there. And then I take my desk is a mess. Let me put these away. Then you just take your clip and put one here. And make sure you've got your top and your bottom even. I'll probably put something on the inside covers too. You know, paper or what have you. Like that. You can use paper clips as well. They actually work better. I typically will use my big paper clips like this. So you just clip it in like that. And then you put your 3 holes. And then you do your 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Okay? And then how I'm going to keep this closed, I don't know, but likely there'll be a grommet there. There might be some jewelry there, what have you. And let's just make sure this is going to fit, which it should. Because I've measured everything to the same size as our pockets that we cut, which I believe were 3.5 inches tall. Yes, 3.5 inches. So as long as everything that you're going to put in here is 3.5 and no longer than 7, you're going to be good. You could fill this up with all kinds of notebooks and what have you. I also have a music sheet envelope that I made, which these are very simple to make. You just do a 4x4. This is a 4x4 piece of paper, fold it, you know, so that you have your notebook. And then I took spackle, which I keep in this jar, but it comes in this container. This will last you and me a lifetime because you only need a little bit. And all I do is I take my stencil. I choose one of my stencils. I keep these on here because these are the most ones I use all the time. So I think I use this one. I take this off the ring. I place it where I want it to be. And then I take my finger, I dip it in my jar of spackle, and then I just go over it where I want it. And you could tape this down with washi tape if you're not sure. You know, you could tape it down onto your board like this if you're unsure and you want, you know, precise. Okay, go ahead and do this and then tape it with some washi tape. Then take your finger, or if you don't want to use your finger, you can certainly use, you know, your little spatula or what have you, and just rub your spackle wherever you want it, and then just let it dry. And that's how it comes out. And then you could watercolor this, you could put some marker on it. I'm leaving it white. And then I'll put a little note inside here. And I will also put something here so it tucks in. And that will go inside one of my pockets as well. Like that. So I hope that gave you some ideas to use. And as you can see, it's starting to fill up. It's starting to get heavy. And your sides are starting to fill out. And I just think that this is an adorable Mother's Day gift. So far, I have some great ideas. I actually had some photos of her daughter, so I shrunk those down. I'm going to put those in there. I'll show you real quick if I can find them. I'll show you some different things. Here's some photos that I've taken, and I just shrunk them down to fit inside. So there's one. There's another one. And this one has like a little straw hat and some flowers. This one I think you've seen on my Facebook page if you follow me. It's just a basket of flowers. This is actually from Rachel Bella. She took a picture of her field, and it's got her wildflowers are blooming. So I'm going to put that in there. She allowed me to do that. And then this is her daughter, Liv. She was sending me a kiss. So I thought that would be cute in there for her mom. And then, that's too small. And then I have these. I just printed them out thinking I could make some bookmarks or something with them in that little journal. And there's some tags. I shrunk those down. They might be too small. A little pocket, some little fussy cuts. This was a freebie, so, and I don't know from who, because it just gives you the directions. But I just thought these would be fun fussy cuts to add to the journal. And then I have that. That was from a digital kit that I have. And she loves to read, and so do I. So that'll go in there as well, probably as a postcard. So there's some ideas so far. And then I have also made this. This is some roses from my rose garden. And I just made like a little specimen, you know, card. This is from the Rach and Bella kit. And then these are 2 from the Rach and Bella kit. And these are some journaling cards from the Botanical Dreams kit. Put those in there. I backed this. Oops, these should go back here. I'm so fussy. And then I thought this could go up here. Like that. And I'm hoping that it will fit. I didn't particularly make this for this. I actually made it for my garden journal, but I love it. So, and should have a little piece of me, a little piece of my garden. And yes, it fits. So that's another idea. Okay. And if you want to know how to do this, it's very simple. You just take a piece of paper, you cut it out how you want. This is packaging. I put my dried flowers in between the packaging, glued it on both sides, and then attached it here, and then I sewed it around. Then I backed it with some cardstock so it's nice and heavy. And then I just put these journaling cards in here, and they are from the Botanical kit from Rach and Bella. And that goes in here. So I think my pockets are full. I just have to do my journal, and I have to finish my little ATC book. And then we have a Mother's Day gift that can go in the mail on Monday because it's too late today. So there we go. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope I didn't take too long or confuse you in any way. I also have some things I've shrunk down. I have a postcard here, and then I have some pages from the, Edith Holden book. I just shrunk them down. And I have these also that I shrunk down from Edith Holden that I'll be putting in there as well. This is April, even though it's May. I've had these, so I pulled them out of my stash. I might put them in here as well. Just, you know, because they're cute. And because you can. You can put anything you want. I'll probably fill it with some sentiments and things like that. Lord knows I have a box full. So, there you go for today's video. I hope you enjoyed that. And as long as you are not selling anything like this or, you know, whatever, this is, like I said, this is a gift from my daughter. I know it's not going anywhere. She's not selling it or anything like that. So, it's just like if you tore a page out of a book and used the page. All right? So, that's it. Today's project for Mother's Day. I hope you enjoyed that. Probably see it better this way. Anyway, so for today, it's Saturday. Have a great afternoon. Be well, be safe, be blessed. Give me a thumbs up or subscribe. I'd really like that. Bye-bye.